Shalom. All praises, all power, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well and rule well, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akyam, the fellow laborers, the hopeful elect, pushing this truth of risking the one through the four corners of the earth. To the Akwat, listening and learning in sincerity and in truth and in silence, Shalom. This is your brother Shema from the GMS Toronto camp here in Toronto, here with another lesson. Right? And we'll get right into it. You know, this economy of America the Great, Babylon the Great, is crumbling, right? And meanwhile, records are being set. Bread and circus records are being set, right? Meanwhile, this place is going belly up, circling the drain. It says here from CBS Sports, NFL on CBS, right? And this is from December 3rd, 2025. The hopeful year of Esau's destruction and our deliverance, our salvation, right? It says here, NFL on CBS shatters record for most watched regular season game in NFL history with more than 57 million viewers. Right? You see how these people, the people of this society, they're medicated, they're pacified, they're docile, right? They're on their leaves, right? They're not being warned, they're not taking heed to the warning, and they have leaders that are set up over them that are not giving the warning, right? So the warning is going out. This truth has been heard, right? But it's not smooth, it's not sweet, it's not sugar-coated. So they don't want to hear it. And then the leaders that they do follow, right? Let's get it. Ezekiel 13. They're not telling the congregation anything. Ezekiel 13. Right, all roads lead to the MOTB. Ezekiel 13:4. O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the deserts. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel. Right, so there's leaders within the house of Israel, Israel being a people before it's a place. They're not warning the flock, right? They're talking about Cash App. They're talking about salvation is for the heathen nations as well, right? They're talking about Jacob's trouble is an embargo. The sea hip is an embargo. The sea hip is sleeping with a white woman. The sea hip, they're saying the sea hip is spiritual. They're not warning that Esau is coming with a sword, right? They're not warning that Esau is collapsing this thing. They're still telling their congregation, their people, that we can make it on this side. Let's have an Israelite wedding, right, and build black businesses. This place is through, man. It says here, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord Yahweh. Right, they haven't armed their congregation with the necessary tools. Right, and what is the tools? There's truth. Right? I wanted to watch this video. All the signs that America may be teetering on the brink of recession.
That was the forecast. We lost 32,000 private sector jobs in November. I know Trump was going around his sycophant roundtable cabinet meeting yesterday, and they were glazing him, saying everything's great, there's nothing to see here, that the economy is on the up and up, but that's just not true. Just because the stock market is up doesn't mean the average American is feeling it, and it's reflected in ADP's report that 32,000 private sector jobs were lost, and they were expecting to add 40,000 jobs. That was the forecast. 70,000 job swing, but those two numbers. This is the Trump economy. This always happens when Republicans are in office. They don't create jobs. They always tank the economy, and then Democrats have to come in and fix it. This is
they're all on the same side, right? The red and the blue, right? The left and the right, they're all on the same side, right? They're all doing the will, fulfilling the will and the agenda ultimately of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, but they're fulfilling the will and the agenda of the elites, the NWO, right? But what's the scripture? The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Proverbs 29, is it 20? Proverbs 21 and 1. And it reads, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh, right? The king, the rulers of this world, right? Right, their minds, right? The Lord sends angels to work on the minds of these leaders. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will, right? So whatever the will of whatever direction the Lord wants, right? He wants them to go hard on prophecy, or he wants them to fall back a little bit and let everyone get docile and pacified, and then go hard again. It's the will of the Lord, right? Listen, these elites are in the trick bag, man. These elites pray to the left-hand side, but who do these left-hand side spirits answer to? The Lord. Right? A scripture just came to mind. I wanted to show this right here. November, private payrolls unexpectedly fell by 32,000, led by steep small business job cuts. ADP reports. Right? This it's all by design, man. These elites, they're tanking this thing. Where's the scripture I wanted? It's in Salakia. It's in it's in the Apocrypha, Sirach. Second Ezra 16. Second Ezra 16, verse 40, and it reads, O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle. Right? The elect. Right? Get your mind right. Right? Don't be attached to this place. And in those evils, right? Evils being bad times, and the time of Jacob's trouble is coming. Bad times. Be even as pilgrims upon the earth, right? Get ready to drop everything, man. Get ready to get up and go. Right? When all hell starts to break loose, you could be out there on your day-to-day grind, and all of a sudden the grid goes down and you're 20 miles across town. You can't make it back home. Now you got to rely on the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, right? Be tapped into the spirit. Now you got to rely on the Lord, what direction He's going to take you. You might be separated from family, children, women, right?
What's happening now. We're not even a year in, and he's fucking it all up. Let me know what you think about this. Comment, like, share, all the things.
Right, because it's the will of the Lord. Right? 2 Ezra 16 and 41. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away. Right? We out here. We understand we still got to get our daily bread. We got to punch Esau's clock. We gotta get the shekels. Right? But we know any minute this thing's going to go belly up, right? He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, right? You out here, you conducting business, be in the mindset that you might have to walk, run, leave it all. And he that buyeth as one that will lose, right? You might have inventory, you might have a shop, you might be, you have items that you sell, right? You in business for yourself, right? Or you're planning for the future. Okay, let me do this today and I'll reap in 6 months, right? You're supposed to be in the mindset that when the Lord gives the green light for this thing to go belly up, all hell break and lose Jacob's trouble, all of that is a loss. The riches of this world is a loss. Right? Listen, 32,000 jobs lost in small businesses, man. And it's going to get worse. Scriptures say, there shall be no work for Egypt, neither their head or tail, branch or rush may do. That's in Isaiah chapter 19. All levels of employment are going to be affected. Verse 42, he that occupieth merchandise, right? You're busy in the ways of a merchant, right? You buying and selling, right? As he that hath no profit by it, right? Know that this is all smoke and ashes, right? It's a scripture in Habakkuk 2. Habakkuk 2, 13, 14, 15 verse. Habakkuk 2 and 13, it reads, KJV, behold, is it not of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, of hosts, hosts being armies, that the people shall labor in the very fire? Right? What is this rat race? This rat race is a hamster wheel, man. Right? It's ashes. Listen, Esau's American nightmare, American dream, freedom 65, freedom 55. You work, you retire, the wheels fall off, you die. Right? And the people shall weary themselves for very vanity. NLT. Has not the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai of heaven's armies promised that the wealth of nations will turn to ashes? They work so hard, but all in vain. Right? We're starting to see the beginning of the collapse. Right? People out here on this hamster wheel, it's all in vain. Vain means empty. Right? Listen, us in this truth, the hopeful elect. Right? Our eyes are on the kingdom. 2 Ezra 16, verse 43, once again, he that soweth, Second Ezra 16 and 42, he that occupieth merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. Right? So even if you're on this side, you got a little bricks and mortar, you have a home, you and your woman live in it, you have some kids. In your mind, in our minds, us in this truth, we know that, hey, this is temporal, man. It's all ashes. He that soweth, right, planteth, as if he should not reap, right? You're not going to reap the harvest. Listen, this thing is going to go belly up. Martial law going to be enforced. People going to be wilding. A lot of bloodshed in the streets, right? Blood in the streets. Right? Men invading one another, having no pity on his neighbor. It's going to get wild. So also he that planted the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry, as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not, as the widowers. And therefore, they that labor in vain. Right? All this labor on this side, Esau's kingdom, Esau's matrix, Esau's hamster wheel, it's all in vain. Right? Empty. Right? Ashes. So that Call Allah, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone to teach one rule well. Shalom to the elect.